Quick question. Have you ever flown on a convicted paedophile's private jet to their private island?
No.
No, I would find that a really easy decision to make, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I would
quite
maybe
simple.
go, no, I will not do this.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
Would you have question marks raised about a man who had no children himself, no daughter who was teenagers, and yet was surrounded constantly by 14 or 15-year-old newbar girls?
I would think he was a bit of a wrong un.
Yes, I would have done that. I would have thought that's what everyone would think, but apparently not some of our, well, from the most famous and most powerful men in the world, many of whom not only went on Jeffrey Epstein's private jets, but also went to his private island, where we know now that young women had been trafficked and were, let's face it, being raped on a grand scale. He was, of course, a convicted paedophile, really quite a long way back, but many still stayed friends with him. Hello, Prince Andrew, I'm thinking about you. Now, though, there is a US congressional committee investigating who knew what about Jeffrey Epstein and what were their links with him. And they now include, among the people they're going to ask as witnesses and are subpoenaing, the former US Democrat President, Bill Clinton, and the former Secretary of State and former US Senator, his wife, Hillary Clinton. Let's talk about this with Adam Coleman. He's a columnist at the New York Post. Good afternoon to you.
Thank you. How are you doing?
Thanks for joining us. OK, so first of all, what is this investigation, this inquiry by the Republican-controlled House Oversight Committee? What are they hoping to learn, and why are they subpoenaing the former president and the former Secretary of State?
Yeah, there are certain accusations that they want clarification on. There have been accusations from victims implicating that Clinton was involved to some extent. They want clarification from them. But if I'm to be just 100% honest, I think everyone knows that nothing much is going to come from this. Clinton is not going to sit in front of Congress and going to be on C-SPAN and be on the record visually, especially forever, as he's talking about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
He's likely going to be non-compliant. They'll probably fight legally and maybe negotiate for him to sort of be compliant by answering questions behind the scenes and answering only certain questions. But no one wants to actually sit in front of Congress and have that visual.
I mean, it's quite something for a former president, bearing in mind, I mean, I'm picturing right now, watching live those questions, you know, about Monica Lewinsky. You know, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Well, yeah, you did.
Yeah, and listen, he was the president at the time, and he was kind of forced into that position. But I
think it was Monica who was forced into that position, but that's another story.
Yes, yes, well played. But yeah, I think in this circumstance, they'll find every way to avoid that. And there's precedents for this as far as negotiating terms. So they're compliant, but not completely compliant.
Yeah. But is this about simply distracting attention about the Epstein files as they're known? I mean, Donald Trump said he was going to publish the Epstein files. All these people knew him. He goes, I was friends with him. Everyone knew him. He was, you know, rich financier and billionaire in New York. Everyone knew him. Everyone went to his parties. But then he said he cut him off, you know, because he was stealing his masseurs from Mar-a-Lago. Wanted nothing to do with him. But there's a lot of focus now because the president has chosen not to publish the Epstein files. His old ex-mate, Elon Musk, said Donald Trump was named in those Epstein files. There's a lot of pressure on the government. Is this actually about the Republicans trying to help the president by basically saying, oh, look over here, look at the Clintons?
Well, also keep in mind the Democrats are supporting this as well. And part of the reason why is politics, because Donald Trump didn't necessarily handle this well, or people within his administration didn't handle this well. It doesn't make Donald Trump look good to further go after Jeffrey Epstein, especially because Donald Trump was a friend of Jeffrey Epstein's at one point.
Yeah.
So I think this is pure politics. I don't think the Democrats actually care whether he was trafficking more women or not.
Well, no one apparently did. I mean, it seemed to me, if I've watched some documentaries about this and read, you know, an awful lot about it, that it was kind of common knowledge. I mean, it was certainly common knowledge after he was initially actually, you know, convicted of trafficking a girl over state lines and things. And he involved an underage girl. I mean, it was on a grand scale. There were deals made. There's obviously something very dodgy about this. Do you think that we are going to see these Epstein files published? Because there are so many conspiracy theories. Was he working for the CIA? Was he blackmailing people? What was going on, and was basically every powerful man in the world somehow involved?
Well, personally, I think they oversold this. I think for many years before Trump got into office, People like Kash Patel went around podcast after podcast overselling this, and now
the
they have
FBI
power.
chief.
Now the FBI chief. Now they have clearance. They have all this stuff, and they come back with absolutely nothing. And I think it's because everybody was running with something that they presumed existed. Maybe it actually happened. Whether there's evidence for it, it sounds like there isn't. Otherwise, it behooves Donald Trump to actually move forward with it. It makes him look like a hero, stopping the pedophile ring that's going on. So I don't think this is actually about covering up any wrongdoings from Donald Trump or anything like that.
Oh, very
But
interesting.
by mishandling this, it's giving the presumption that he is hiding something.
Well, of course it is, exactly. Adam Coleman, great to talk to you, columnist at the New York Post. Claire Pissell, your thoughts on that?
I think don't go on jets to private islands with people with incredibly dodgy pasts. It seems a good way to live
some of
in
these
life.
people were with people. I mean, again, politicians, as far as we can tell, spend a lot of time hanging out with billionaires.
They do.
They just like billionaires with private jets.
They
The
want the
Clintons
cash,
definitely
don't they?
liked any billionaire with a private jet, didn't they? It's all very bizarre, isn't it?